gained a lot of information through our degree and through our experience in the healthcare system, but communication was not one of those things that were taught very much in school. And many of us struggle with clearly communicating what we are going to provide to a customer so that the customer has a clear written plan and program that they understand, they purchase, and they attend our sessions. Most of us actually do really well in our consults if we do really well, but struggle if we're given a cash-based client that we need to now not only perform an eval, but we also need to provide this client with value, but also be able to deliver that value in a way that meets our client's expectations. And most of our profession right now is frustrated, burned out, and their dedication to the profession is really low because maybe they took a position because of the pay, but the workload is too intense. And if you're seeing that 4 to 8 client per hour, you just can't seem to get your notes done. You get no good work-life balance, and we don't see an increase in our pay year after year with the cost of inflation or the rise in inflation. So that in itself too is very frustrating. Many of us have worked very, very, very hard and make the same thing for 5, 10, 15 years, leaving us only with the ability to change positions in order to get a raise. We all deserve a work environment that is caring, that provides us a great income so we can pay off our student debt, support our families, and feel the need that we have to be able to help people. Most of you are struggling with finding that position that offers that for you. There are opportunities out there. And if you don't know anything about the Stretch Mobility Coach, I would heavily recommend that you look into what we are doing, because we actually get to see people one-on-one and be able to feel that fulfillment and passion that we have working with clients. Again, you have to, no matter where you are, if you're going to work in a cash-based system, you need to be able to clearly communicate to your customer and be able to set the expectation and deliver a path that is clear and realistic for each of your clients, whether it's at your consult or whether it's each visit. Now, communication through the proper message to our customer will lead to a client that is long-term, that will schedule and attend their care with us. And I have heard this time after time after time again with our professionals that say, you know, the client wasn't a good client, or the client was not ready to seek care, or the client didn't have money, or the client didn't this and didn't that. And we lose out on the opportunity to work with a great person because we misconstrue what the client wants because we don't provide the value. So instead of reflecting back on ourselves and what we could have done better in the consult, I see therapists time and time again blame it on the consumer. I ask that you really look deep inside at the value you are providing to the customer, because if I, as a PTA, can take a person with pain or tightness through a successful preventative program and charge a high dollar for that service and not see the drop-offs and not see the decreased conversions, then that means maybe we are not clearly communicating to our client, and we're not clearly providing a detail in which they understand what they're going to achieve from treatment. So I ask that you really understand how to communicate with your customer so that you can provide clear, concise directions throughout your care. And that will help you with client retention. That will help you with client conversions and will help you keep a client long-term. Now, a few weeks ago, I did a podcast that was about how to vet a client, a process that takes someone from when we generate the lead to when we actually schedule an appointment. This topic today is going to be that communication that you take from when the client actually arrives at their appointment to when they actually successfully graduate from your program or shift to the next set of goals that you're going to be creating in your program. Trust is built from that first phone call, and then it takes that client from that first phone call to arriving in the clinic. And then the treatment program has to be clearly communicated. And you must start this by listening to your consumer to see what they're looking for. If they're looking for pain relief and they want to have their insurance pay for their care, then this clients tend not to understand what their insurance responsibility is. And let's face it, we're living in a time when clients take a pill and they seek care that is going to provide them very fast results. And learning how to discern what type of clients are looking for your services may take some time, but listening and drawing out clear communication with your clients will go a long way in helping you understand and weed out the people who truly are just looking for pain relief and those that are clearly looking for more of a long-term fix. Now, I used to think that I could fix anybody. That was a big problem and big mistake, and it ended up frustrating me. Not everybody is a good fit for your services. So when you listen to your caller and you ask the right questions to see what their expectations of care are, this will actually go a long way in providing with you the upfront information that you need to refer a client to another provider or to sign that person up for a consultation with you. Now, during the consultation, we tend to struggle with over talking. We over deliver care, and we actually fail to clearly communicate what we can deliver within a client's expectations. Clients don't understand the musculoskeletal system. They actually search Google. They go from one provider to another provider to another provider. And this pattern that they jump from one to the next is actually that they do not understand the musculoskeletal system, because let's face it, what's marketed out there is if you just stretch or if you're just strong, then you will live a healthy life. What I've seen in my clinic is actually that stretching alone or strengthening alone or manual therapy alone do not fix a person. So if we can teach a consumer about their musculoskeletal system and help them understand where they are in the cycle of pain, injury, and re-injury, then we can help them prevent damage that can actually lead to surgeries. We've kept people away from surgery in our clinic in Westchester. And by clearly communicating in the consultation, by listening, by responding authentically without ego, you can actually help a client better understand their musculoskeletal system and what it takes to reach the goals they are looking to achieve. And I can tell you, they come in and they think this is going to be a quick 1 or 2 visit fix, and then I'm going to be done. A quick fix is not something that is going to provide long-term results. So clearly communicating what a program entails based on the client's expectations will lead to success. A client can reach successful outcomes and prevent surgery if they have the right person, the right provider in their back pocket, actually supporting them, educating them, showing them, and working with them every step of the way. Now, if you're struggling with clearly communicating with your clients, or if you struggle with prescribing care that is actually going to provide long-term results, please comment below some information what you're struggling with. And if you'd like to know more about working with me or how to become a Stretch Mobility Coach affiliate owner, then be sure to check the show notes below for a link to apply for a free one-on-one business talk with me or a member of my team. Communication during your consult should provide hope to a client that struggles to find genuine care providers that deliver the result they are looking for. It should clearly show where the problem is coming from, as well as help them understand what healthy muscles and healthy joints are supposed to do when they are actually healthy, and then look at what their joints and muscles are currently doing to cause their musculoskeletal system to be unhealthy and cause the symptoms of pain and tightness. It may be helpful to sit them face to face and not to stand over them. And then once you find the problem and you define what is normal and what is not normal, you can actually perform a treatment to see if their body shows improvement from the treatment that you show. We actually show this and call this our magic trick. And we love seeing a client's face when our treatments work on the very first visit. It's just magical to see when their hip is moving better just by a couple of techniques, and they're able to maintain that between visits. You need to draw out what successful treatment looks like to your customer, and you need to be clear. You need to communicate this so that it makes sense to them. And it's not uncommon for our clients to say, that makes sense. And guys, if they say that, that's a good sign that now the next step is to close the sale of your service and take money. And I know this is the area that all of us get kind of sweaty palms and nervous about. If you are authentic, and they will see it and they will feel it, and you clearly communicate what is next, and you have the confidence that comes with seeing what your service can do for a client, we know that in our area, our service is unlike any other service available. We know what our competitors are, we know what they're providing, and we know the gap that we feel in our community. And when you clearly communicate what successful treatment looks like, the cost of the treatment then is not what the struggle is going to be, because your customer is looking for successful treatment. Cost of our care is this, and what I recommend successful treatment is for you is this. Then your next step will be to see, are they going to be coming in 2 days from now or, next week, so that they can get more results from what they got in their treatment today. And if you clearly show them what your plan will result in, and most of the time, if you show them a clear path, they will actually sign up for care unless they truly can't afford it. Now, you can offer programs that spread the cost out. We do that without any interest, and that is always a good idea. But if a person can't afford it, then they can't afford it. Now, communication is also important each session so that your client clearly sees where they are in the process. And I think we fail so many times in this part of our care. We take that we can get them better quickly because we're trying to get them better as quick as possible. But the problem in that is that quick treatment is not long-term treatment. So we're not fully treating the long-term problem, so they're going to cycle back to us over and over again. We need to make sure that what successful treatment is and what we deliver are going to meet the expectation of our client. And if it doesn't, then we need to prescribe it in a way that it does meet that expectation. So if your client's expectation is to be flexible and have full mobility in 4 weeks, and they're only coming to see you once every 2 weeks, it's going to be a struggle to provide them a long-term results. And you need to let your clients know that, although you would love to be able to get them better in this amount of time, this is a more realistic time frame with them. And then we need to let them know that after the first 4 weeks of care, what their next steps are, because if they feel better and they move better, you'll notice that your client will actually self-discharge. And if you can look at a person and look at their goals and start reestablishing further goals, then you'll see that you can transition a client from one point to the next point much easier. And that's done through clarity and communication. And that's going to actually improve your client retention. Our clients are long-term, and they're set up to return 2 times a week until they reach a certain goal. And then we actually transition them to the next step in their care. And our care is successful and transitions them every step of the way. If you'll build a long-term relationship with your client and you show them where they are and you support them through where they need to be and you communicate this clearly, this is actually the key to successful treatment. TSM has training for affiliate owners and stretch mobility coaches, and it focuses on clear, concise communication and coaching throughout our programming. TSM and I are here to set you and your new business up for success. So if you're interested in learning more about how you can open a stretch mobility coach business, then you can apply at the link below. I'm going to put a link in the show notes so that you can fill out a form and apply. Now, if you're looking to become your own boss and you want to work as a stretch mobility coach and be an affiliate location, then I'm going to have another link for you to be able to click on to fill out a form there.